Okay, Leanne, thank you for that. Let's move across into another question here now. You're working inside a number of social enterprises and working with the leadership within different social enterprises. And in that, you're seeing the types of challenges from that people, culture and HR perspective all the time. Can you share with us, please, what are the most common challenges that you see and how might they be avoided?
Thanks, Julia. It's actually a really relevant question for social purpose businesses, but there's a lot of similarities between social purpose and regular enterprise as well. So probably the biggest difference is social enterprises and not-for-profits tend to attract people that are very aligned with their purpose and their mission and their values and identity and their desire to make a difference. But often those organisations don't have the money or resources or organisational priorities that profit-driven businesses do, which can sometimes lead to a disconnect. But what social purpose businesses do have is that immense ability to drive change and the passion and the energy in that team to drive the change. But there are some key challenges that do pop up in both for-profit and for-purpose businesses. So I thought I would share a few of those with the listeners today. The first challenge is making the right hiring decision. And I'll come back and talk to these in a bit more detail, but there's 5 key challenges I see coming up. Firstly, making the right hiring decisions, understanding your legal obligations as an employer, providing clarity for your team, particularly as it grows or gets very big, keeping that team on board through the whole journey, and what happens when you get team conflict or when issues arise. No one likes that one, but it's a really important part of any social enterprise or any culture within a business. So going back to the first one, making the right hiring decisions. You'll often hear the adage, hire for attitude. If you hire the right attitude, you can train anybody to do anything. The social enterprise where you don't have a lot of time and it's often people that are doing multiple roles or wearing multiple hats, hiring for complementary skills or targeting the skills that you really need at that time in your business is a crucial part of it. Attitude is huge, of course, and values alignment is equally important. But if you don't bring in the skills or the talent that you need to get the job done, then you're really just hiring somebody else that might be a nice fit for the team and is not helping you actually move forward. So getting that right hiring decision right from the start, based not on the person, but on what you need, is a really key challenge. And my advice with how to avoid it is don't disregard the technical elements of what you need them to do. Understanding your legal obligations as an employer, how to avoid that. Make sure you've got contracts in place if you've got employees. Have you got policies there that protect you as an employer, but also your team? Particularly as a B Corp, it's a really important thing to have that you're in place, that your policies reflect the culture and the value and the language and the style that you are as a B Corp. But more importantly, that support your practices around diversity and inclusion, gender equality, all of the things that make a B Corp employer so strong and so important. Identify who's responsible for that stuff. If you don't have a HR person, if you're a small organisation and you're not at that stage where you've got somebody that's dedicated to it, identify who that person is going to be. Because at some point in time, if you end up with some team conflict, which is the 5th challenge I'll come to, someone's going to need to work it out. So have a think about who's got the skills within your existing team to manage some of that stuff. Third one was around the clarity, the challenge of needing to provide clarity to the team as they grow. That could be avoiding that by making sure you've got really clear roles and responsibilities for them up front, making sure that they know how they fit into your bigger picture and the goals that you have for the year. Know what your expectations of them are in terms of performance and output and involvement and contribution. But having that as a really open conversation, and if it goes off track, knowing when to bring it back on track is a great way to avoid that. Keeping your team on board. Communicate, check in. Communicate, check in. Communicate, check in. Can't stress that one enough. It's a really great avoidance tactic to avoid your team going off track. if they're going in a direction that's not in alignment with the business or not getting the results that you want, know when to communicate, check in, and bring that back on board. Avoid the problems that could come down the track by burying your head in the sand or not looking at it early enough. And that kind of links into the last challenge, which is around team conflict and performance issues, particularly in social purpose businesses where there's that strong passion for impact that you're trying to have and the cause and what you're trying to do as a team of people. Conflict arises. It's a really natural part of any business and any team. And avoiding conflict altogether, it's never going to happen. You'll always have people with different personalities, different styles, different viewpoints, different perspectives. And all of that is super valuable and super important as part of having a balanced team. So you avoid that by, again, talking about stuff early, identifying what makes you different, what makes each member of the team different, and how that makes you equally valuable. Different and valuable at the same time. What does each member of the team bring to a situation? And encouraging that an environment where the team can openly talk about things and share feedback with each other. Difficult performance conversations will always have to happen. It's part of life, and it might happen when you get to 5 people, 10 people, 30 people. You might be lucky enough you don't have to have one until you get to 100 people, but it's pretty much guaranteed at some point every organisation is going to have a challenging conversation with somebody on their team.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Leanne.